I think we definitely take our internet access for granted.
Today on News 3 Now this morning, we have new information on a big internet outage in Verona.
Plus, as the school year creeps closer, we're talking to doctors about when you should keep your kid home for an illness.
And temperatures are down from where they were yesterday at this time. We are looking at some cooler weather for the weekend.
Good Friday morning, everybody. You made it. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
I'm Chris Stanford. Kelly Slifka is the bearer of good news this morning after 3 days of just oppressive, miserable heat. We've got a nice little cool down.
Yeah, you know, it's still a little bit muggy this morning, but it's not that sauna like we had yesterday morning when you kind of hit that wall of moisture. Still a little bit humid. Temperatures are down about 10 degrees from where they were yesterday morning at this time. We're at 70 degrees. So, yeah, it is still warm, still a little bit muggy. 67 in Juneau and Watertown, 71 in the Dells. A little bit milder off to the west. We do have quite a few clouds across southern Wisconsin, but nothing falling from the clouds currently. Temperatures 12 degrees cooler than what they were yesterday at this time. Yesterday morning, we did not get below 80. In fact, yesterday morning only got down to 81. Dew point temperatures still up there, but not the upper 70s and low 80s like we had yesterday morning. Still can feel the humidity. 67 the current dew point. We are looking at muggy conditions, not as hot. Can't rule out a spotty shower rolling in just about at any time today, but most of us will be dry. Just quite a few clouds this morning. This weekend looks great. Mid-70s expected and not much rain expected over the next 10 days. Looking at clouds this morning, giving way to a spotty shower. Once again, you don't see a whole lot of green showing up on the map into the early afternoon hours. Then we'll get into more sunshine as the afternoon wears on. By 5, 6 o'clock, we should see some sunshine and temperatures in the mid 80s this afternoon. We're looking at the winds fairly light, temperatures in the mid 80s today. Winds will be all over the place. We'll talk more about that weekend forecast and our next chance of rain coming up.
Looking forward to it. Kelly, thank you very much. To our top story this morning, former President Donald Trump back at his golf club in New Jersey this morning. This after surrendering to authorities in Atlanta last night.
Our Shane Hogan is here with what's next for the former president. But first, Shane, let's talk about this mugshot. That's all anyone's talking about this morning.
That's right, Chris. Behind me, you see a presidential first. The first time a president or former president has had a mugshot taken and released. He was booked in and fingerprinted after turning himself in to Georgia authorities yesterday. The former president is facing 13 counts alleging a scheme to reverse his 2020 election loss in the state. Trump said he was, quote, treated very nicely during the process, which took less than 30 minutes before he was released on a $200,000 bond. Later, another first. There you see it, posting his own mugshot on X, formerly known as Twitter, tweeting for the first time since his temporary ban after January 6th.
What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
For those of you who still believe in Trump, I got Kool-Aid here for you.
You heard some protesters there as well. More than half of the other 18 defendants in the case have already turned themselves in to authorities, including Trump's former White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows. Those who have not surrendered already face a deadline of noon today. Former President Trump was not arraigned in the Georgia case yesterday. The Fulton County DA has proposed the week of September 5th for that proceeding. But again, this stunning shot of a former president with a mugshot.
Yeah, and certainly one that will make the history books. Shane Hogan, thank you very much. We're following some breaking news this morning overseas. Russia is denying any role in the plane crash that killed a mercenary leader in that country. Yevgeny Prigozhin tried to lead a coup against Vladimir Putin earlier this year. He called it off hours into it. Prigozhin, though, was listed as one of the passengers of a plane that went down Wednesday, many considering it an assassination attempt. Again, the Kremlin denying any involvement. Okay, to an update now on a News 3 Now Investigate story here in Madison. A local pastor accused of sexual assault of a child is out on bond this morning, a $5,000 bond. After weeks of no charges, Robert Stein is now officially facing 2 counts of first-degree child sexual assault. Under the terms of that bond, he still can be around minors, just not without supervision. Police first received a report on Stein back in April. He first appeared on their radar, though, back in 2021 in an investigation that went nowhere. Stein now pleading not guilty. He'll be back in court September 15th.
The man charged with killing a coworker at a shooting in Janesville is headed to prison. Kevin Todd will serve 30 years for second-degree intentional homicide. In April of 22, Todd fired at a manufacturing facility in Janesville, precision-drawn metals. His victim, 30-year-old Devin Hills. Court records show Todd will be supervised for a decade after his release. Todd took a plea deal that downgraded his charge from first to second degree. A trial date now set for a man accused of a killing in Dane County. 71-year-old Jose Luis Gonzalez Sr. is now charged with killing 39-year-old Dora Gonzalez Zarate. Dane County Sheriff's officials found Zarate with a gunshot wound to her head. They say Zarate and Gonzalez were in a relationship and she was trying to get out. Gonzalez pleaded not guilty at the beginning of this year. His last pretrial hearing is scheduled for April, jury selection for May 3rd. The trial date to start on May 6th.
6:05 on your Friday. New information just in this morning. Spectrum says its internet should be back up and running in Verona after a car crash yesterday took out service for most homes and businesses in both Verona and Mount Horeb. Here's a map of exactly where that crash happened. It was along County Highway M. One spot that wasn't affected, thankfully, the Verona Public Library. Our Armand Rahman was there.
On a scorcher of a day, you're trying to stay inside with your family, keep them safe and out of the heat, but then all of a sudden, your internet goes out.
Like a big shock when we don't know what to do or where we need to go.
It was an interesting way for Stephanie Byrne to start her workday.
At first, I thought that the outage was only going to last an hour or two, so I thought, well, I can do what I can from my phone. But then I found out it was more of an unknown when the internet was going to come back up.
Crews were out working in the heat most of the day. A Charter spokesperson says each strand of fiber optic cable impacted had to be respliced, so services will be restored gradually into the night.
So I had to come over to the library, and I happened to find my manager, and we're sharing a table and working together today.
Stephanie was far from the only one rushing to the Verona Public Library for internet refuge.
I'm not sure an exact number, but there was a point at which every table and chair was filled earlier today.
So I walked all the way around the library looking for somewhere to sit down.
She says it was a wake-up call for the town and her two teenage kids.
I think we definitely take our internet access for granted.
Now the Verona Police Department says 911 calls have not been affected. For now, in Verona, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Thank you very much, Armand. With school just around the corner, so is flu season, and a lot of parents might struggle with the tough decision of when to keep your kids home. You, of course, want to avoid infecting classmates or school staff. Coughing, chest pain, and wheezing, they're all symptoms that point toward giving your child the day off from class. And obviously, make sure they're healthy again before you send them back to school.
You want to make sure that they're feeling better, their symptoms are improving, that they're not still coughing, having vomiting or diarrhea, and that they're overall just improving. But the main key also is that they've been fever-free.
Experts are also warning about an uptick in COVID-19 cases right now that could disrupt the classroom in a couple of weeks. They recommend having rapid tests ready to go at home to make sure you're not sending your kid back into school with the virus.
Listen up, if you are a Dane County homeowner and get your water from a private well, you might be able to get a free test to check the amount of PFAS, those forever chemicals, that could be in your water. Public Health Madison Dane County is offering up some free testing kits to check for the harmful human-made chemicals found in drinking water, lakes, streams, and ponds. Eligibility is based on income and the number of people in your household. The service is available now through next June or until funding runs out. You can find the application at this story on channel3000.com.
U.S. mortgage rates are the highest they've been since 2001. The 30-year fixed rate average is 7.23% for the week ending today. This new data comes from Freddie Mac. Its chief economist predicts rates are either going to stay the same or climb even higher in the short term. Federal Reserve hikes and low inventory are influencing the rate. Because of the cost of new mortgages, homeowners are hesitant to sell. That's only snowballing these low inventory issues.
Some good and bad news when it comes to the price at the pump this morning. AAA says the average price for a gallon of gas is down about 4 cents compared to a week ago. The average is now $3.83 a gallon. Still, that's about 24 cents higher than last month. And here's the bad news. Don't expect those prices to keep falling. Demand around Labor Day tends to push the cost up. And hurricane season is also right around the corner. That can cause shortages, which would then increase the price as well.
So here's a look at what prices are at here in Dane County and Wisconsin this morning. Real-time numbers here. We're cheaper than the national average by about 30 cents locally, 20 cents for the state. Prices have stayed relatively steady here over maybe the last week or two, but they've been rising all summer long.
Coming up, Who is excited for Badger volleyball? The women are about to return. We have less than 24 hours until the volleyball season officially starts up again. We're going to catch up with the players when we come back.
And we're live in the 608 ahead of the 60th annual Middleton Good Neighbor Festival.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Fairlife Ultra Filtered Milk makes every moment better with 50% more protein and 50% less sugar, plus a creamy taste that makes that smoothie even smoothier. Fairlife.
America, come along with our adventure seekers, the Sanchez family, and discover summer with the Ford F-150. See how available features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist make backing up as easy as turning a knob. Watch as Pro Power on board lights up the night. And Ford Blue Cruise makes driving even more fun. During the final days, get FlexBuy on an F-150 and get 3.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $1,500 FlexBuy, $1,000 Trade Assist, and $500 low APR cash.
Okay, guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines with unlimited data for just $90 total.
Sorry, just double checking. Is it really that good of a deal?
Yeah, it's a huge deal. On top of that, you also get 4 free phones.
4 free phones! Wow, I just triple checked, and that's awesome.
So go get that deal. Or at least help me clip. Did you check the expiration dates?
Oh, I can do that.
Great.
4 lines for $90 a month, plus 4 free phones. US Cellular, built for us.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you work so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Summer is ending, but the savings are endless at Bob's Discount Furniture. With 6, 12, 30, and 60-month financing options and new everyday low prices on my highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more. So join the fun at my summer send-off celebration.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobeson Buses. Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son. The fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in, they don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. One small town in southwest Wisconsin, my small town in fact, is keeping its community cool during these hot temperatures like only a small town can do. The Highland Volunteer Fire Department spent the week using their trucks for a little fun. Check this out. Kids got to cool down with fire hoses along with water balloons and popsicles. During temperatures yesterday that hit heat indices of triple digits is brutal. Another upside of all this fun, the kids could learn a little bit more about what firefighters do.
It's a day they won't soon forget.
Yeah, that's so fun.
memory.
I'm a little jealous I wasn't there.
That looks like a blast. Well, the weather's going to be a lot cooler for a big event this weekend at the 608.
Oh, yeah. Josh Breiner's live with a preview of the Good Neighbor Festival in Middleton. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning, guys. Big weekend for Middleton. They're celebrating 60 years of the Good Neighbor Festival, and that weather looks like it's going to be the perfect opportunity to come on out to Fireman's Park where we are this morning, and they're all set up. Tyson Glimme is ready for the big weekend ahead. Tyson, good morning.
Good morning.
So you guys have been busy setting up in the heat the last couple of days, but things are looking great out here.
Yes, it's been a little bit of a challenge that this summer. That's, I think, the hottest streak that we had, thankfully. But for setting up in an open grounds, it makes it a little bit difficult. We have a lot of water that we drink. We have some coolers that we could sit in after we get some setup going. So we were prepared, and it just speaks a lot to the organizations that set this program or set this festival up, that they're that dedicated. If you look around the grounds, the amount of time that goes in, and all of the time is volunteer hours. So from every stake you see pounded, every fence you see put up, every sign you see put up, the stage being set up, all the bars set up, all of it is volunteer time that wouldn't be possible without our sponsors helping us put this together.
You know, when you think of 60 years of this festival, the history there is pretty cool to see how this has all changed over the years.
Yes, and it gets into the community of it. We were talking a little bit before about the 7 philanthropic organizations that put this together, but if you go back in the history of the festival, all those groups worked on their own individual festivals as remote islands of these festivals, and our predecessors came together and say, wait a minute, we're running short on volunteers. If we come together and put together a community festival together, then it's going to be entirely a community festival. And then our mayor at the time went out to the neighboring mayors to invite them to come down to the festival and participate in our parade. And that's where the Good Neighbor came from. The Good Neighbor Festival came from inviting all the other communities in to participate in what we put together here. So as you see, when you come down this weekend to enjoy the awesome bands and all of the shows that we have put together for you, just imagine that this is a result of community really coming together as one to do one thing for the entire community.
And it's been such a tradition too, and you guys over the years have made this into a beautiful open concept feel, so there really is something for everyone within this space.
Absolutely, and you can see something for everyone from a specific space. So parents can come down and talk with their friends and their family and still see their young ones. They're in eye view and they can see everything. So you can walk over to the edge of the north side of the grounds and see them in the carnival and still watch a movie at the same time and really participate as a family or an extended family or a group of friends. The amount of friends that we have, I'm normally working in the festival quite a bit, but I see most of my friends are on the festival grounds at any given time. So how many times can you go to one festival, support 7 different programs, support the community for a year, and then also see all of your friends and talk and have a good time?
Yeah.
So it's a pretty amazing festival.
Well, awesome. Congrats on 60 years. That's a huge accomplishment, and it's going to be a great weekend weather-wise.
Yeah, it's going to be a perfect weekend weather-wise.
Perfect weekend to come on out. Tyson, appreciate your time here this morning. If you're interested in coming out to the Good Neighbor Festival, I've got a link to their schedule up on channel3000.com this morning. Again, that weather is looking fantastic. We're actually dealing with a little bit of mist right now in Fireman's Park, so I'll be curious to see Kelly's forecast and if you guys are seeing that down at the studio as well right now.
Interesting.
Yeah, a few things are fizzling out as they're starting to push to the viewing area. Still a little humid out there this morning, some moisture hanging around in there. Look at me talking like I'm a meteorologist or something. No, I mean, Josh Sprider, live in Middleton this morning. Thanks, Josh.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email.
All right, how close was I, Kelly?
You were almost right on.
All right.
You just take my job, you know.
Hire him.
Anyway, yeah, like Josh mentioned, there have been some light showers, if you will, sprinkles, a little bit of mist. We still have some lingering humidity out here, but not the oppressive humidity that we had yesterday. I believe we have our high resolution radar. There it is. You see a couple of green spots showing up. It's nothing widespread. It's nothing heavy. But as Josh mentioned, you might run into a little bit of mist or a spotty light shower moving in. Now, there's a bigger cluster of storms moving across northern Iowa. This is expected to continue to weaken, but there might be enough left over that we can't rule out a few showers rolling in this morning. The better chance, obviously, is going to be to the west before these continue to fizzle as they move closer to Madison. We actually had one big thunderstorm cell, developed just to the east of Madison yesterday, moved across to Jefferson County, where they did actually pick up over an inch of rain, a very localized heavy downpour, but that missed the Madison area. And unfortunately, our drought monitor that came out yesterday, not a whole lot of change other than it actually expanded the extreme drought, because we just haven't seen any rain over the last week. Areas to the west and southwestern Wisconsin throughout the Cooley region saw that extreme drought. All right, 85 expected today. The average is 79, the record 94. We are looking at hot conditions, or not as hot conditions today, but still a little bit muggy, as we were talking about this morning. It will be much cooler and drier weather. Less humidity this weekend, and we're looking at dry weather, maybe a shower on Monday. So the jet stream is going to sink down to the south, and that will allow for some cooler air to come in out of Canada this weekend. And all that real heat, that heat dome, is south of that front that's stalled down to our south, but you see that cluster of storms moving out of Iowa. 70 right now in Madison, 74 in Lone Rock, so a warm start to the day. A lot of clouds around. See a spotty green areas showing up. These will be very spotty through the early afternoon hours. Then I think we'll get into more sunshine later on today as temperatures get in the mid-80s, cooling off into the 70s. Still fairly warm yet this evening. First warm forecast does bring in cooler weather this weekend, mid-70s for both Saturday and Sunday. There's a chance of some spotty showers Monday, and then we see the warm-up later next week.
Pretty much every year, Giannis comes out and says something to the effect of, I want to stay in Milwaukee my whole career, but I need to make sure that the franchise remains committed to winning a championship. Well, yesterday was that day for this year. In a New York Times interview, the two-time MVP said he doesn't plan on signing an extension with the Bucks if everyone isn't on the same page. Giannis currently has 3 years left on his deal, and Milwaukee can offer their superstar a 3-year, $173 million extension on September 22nd. In less than 12 hours, the Badger volleyball team will begin their journey to hang a couple more banners in the Fieldhouse, and it starts with a huge showdown in Minneapolis. Wisconsin will take on 15th-ranked Baylor in the Big Ten Big 12 Challenge. And this group has played in big games before, so the stage isn't going to make them nervous. Those butterflies they're feeling, well, that's because they're excited.
You know, I am someone who does get butterflies a lot, and I know some people on my team as well. I mean, I got them this past weekend, even though it was just an exhibition match.
It's always anticipation, you know what I mean? And like, you're waiting for it. You want it so bad to come, and you're like, can I do it? You know what I mean? I haven't played for like half a year, but it's no. As soon as it starts, everything is so natural. So I love this part, to be honest, to be excited about what's coming.
Little Thursday night football action. Monona Grove hosting La Follette. No score in the first. Silver Eagles knocking on the door, and Gavin Havelwitz busts right through it. He scampers in from 10 yards out to put MG up 7-0. Same score in the second, and this time Cal Moreau calls his own number, and the dude has wheels. 43 yards on the score, all MG in this one. They go on to win 42-7. And that's it for morning sports. Have a great day.
Should be a decent night for high school football.
Yeah.
Still ahead, a major sale happening in the fast food industry, how it could change the menu at one of your favorite sandwich shops.
Stay with us. We're back after this.
Your digital source for local news and info for 25 years. Channel 3000.
The Volkswagen Taos. German engineering everyone can get into. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer for 1.9% APR financing for 36 months on a new 2023 Taos or Tiguan.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjords furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Visit the Century House today and view our extensive lineup. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjords furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This Labor Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our starter price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Intuitive sit to start in the all-electric ID4. It's the little things. It's a VW. Visit your Volkswagen dealer today and get a $7,500 lease bonus on a new 2023 all-electric ID4.
Welcome back. Let's take a peek at your morning. Okay, Linda messaged us and said I was right.
She confirmed it.
I called it a green heron. Don't ask me why. It's not green. But I was right. Y'all were wrong. Just like to prove that every once in a while.
I can't be wrong if I didn't take a guess.
I think that counts as being wrong, but I digress.
Okay.
Linda, thank you very much. We appreciate you. Make sure you send in your pictures with the hashtag MyNews3Morning.
Shane's here with what's trending. Hey, Shane.
All right, guys, good morning. A major sale in the fast food business is about to take place. Private equity Rourke Capital is buying Subway.
Ooh.
The sandwich chain is worth nearly $10 billion. They've got 37,000 stores, 100 countries. Now, the new owner plans to update and expand the menu. So what do you guys want to see on the menu? Are you avid Subway eaters?
$5 foot long.
$5 foot long.
So it's a return item.
Yeah, baby.
One of the great... Go ahead, Chris, sorry.
I'd even settle for a $5 6-inch at this point.
$5 6-inch.
I agree.
The prices at
In
Subway.
these days, yeah.
Inflation,
I
man.
paid like $12 at Subway the other day for a sandwich.
$5 an inch.
We're tracking that weekend forecast when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The last of summer will draw you in at Toyota's National Sales Event. It's like a magnet, but for people.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. That's the value you can expect from Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are Colorado peaches, just $1.68 a pound. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve bacon-wrapped sirloins, just $2.99. And buy 2, get 1 free on select Coke products. All week long at Hy-Vee.
The spring could just break. Precision is there to help.
We have fully stocked vehicles to fix any problem you'd have that same day. And we are all over the Madison area.
You're just one phone call away from getting your garage door fixed today.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
We would never hit 12 drunk. Clutch it up drunk? Not a chance. Do a stoppie drunk? We would never drift drunk. So you should never drive drunk. Drive sober or get pulled over.
At Lawton Cates, we're all about comebacks. Whether it's helping you recover after an accident or return to the job following an injury, we fight the odds and the insurance company for our clients every day. Your life counts. Lawton Cates.
Some days I cover up because of my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now I feel free to bare my skin thanks to Sky Rizzy. I'm celebrating my clear skin my way. With Sky Rizzy, 3 out of 4 people achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months. In another study, most people had 90% clearer skin even at 5 years. And Sky Rizzy is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to.
Thanks to clearer skin with Sky Rizzy, this is my moment. There's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Now's the time. Ask your doctor about Sky Rizzy, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee Fuel Saver for every $60 you spend. That's a 30-cent fuel saver. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Only at Hy-Vee.
The last of summer will draw you in at Toyota's National Sales Event. It's like a magnet, but for people.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. That's the value you can expect from Toyota. Toyota, let's go places.
Right now, the first mugshot of any president in U.S. history. What the next legal steps are for former President Trump.
Plus, we have new information about a wild police chase that ended on the Beltline. Just how fast the teenagers were going and what officers say they found on one of them.
And here's your first look outside this morning. A big change up in the forecast, Kelly, and it's coming at the perfect time.
Yeah, it looks like we will be cooling down. That's coming in at a price, so we are looking at a shower and thunderstorm cluster over Iowa. Will it make it here? Well, that first warm forecast coming up.
It's a nice tease. All right, thank you, Kelly. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning.
I'm Leah Lynchide. He's Chris Stanford. We got Kelly Slifka talking about, the chance for a little bit of rain. Josh was seeing some mist in Middleton this
we still got the humidity out there. We saw that cluster of storms off to our west, and as Chris said, that's a tease, and it is going to be teasing us weather forecasters. It makes it difficult to forecast, so we're not looking at anything real heavy. They're seeing most of that in Iowa and southern Minnesota. But just enough of moisture out there this morning that we have seen a few sprinkles and mist, not really showing up a whole lot of green here. Most of that is falling across Iowa. The question is, will that hold itself together as it continues to move on to the east? Right now, most of the computer models say pretty much snow, but we can't rule out a few showers this morning going into the afternoon. 70 right now in Madison, 67 in Juneau and Watertown. We're down from those low 80s we had yesterday at this time, so temperatures have come down 12 degrees cooler than where we were yesterday. In fact, we didn't even get below 80 yesterday morning. Dew points have come down, still noticeable, still a little bit of humidity out there, and that's why we've seen some mist and even a few sprinkles across the area. Dew points in the upper 60s, even some low 70s as you get down toward Platteville. So we are looking at temperatures down today, not as hot, still a little bit muggy. A shower here and there, maybe a thunderstorm. Looks like highs this weekend, though, really nice. Mid-70s expected for both Saturday and Sunday, and really not a whole lot of rain in our forecast going forward, but can't rule out a spotty shower passing through this morning into the afternoon hours as temperatures start to warm, upper 70s and low 80s. A little bit more sunshine working in as we go in the late afternoon hours as temperatures climb into the mid 80s. 70 right now, the airport actually indicating some of that mist out there as well. Temperatures in the 70s primarily this morning. A lot of clouds this morning, but a little bit of sun this afternoon. More on the weekend forecast coming up.
Hey, we wouldn't say no to a drink of water, Kelly. Thank you very much. Take a look at the U.S. Drought Monitor at this hour. It's new this morning. If you think it looks the same as last week, you're pretty close. Only a couple of changes across the state. It's gotten a little bit better. Extreme drought areas fell about 1.5%. Severe drought areas dropped only about 1%. So we could really use some rain in southern Wisconsin and across the state.
Yeah, so Kelly's been talking about that slight chance of rain, possible storms today. We're looking at a pretty nice mild stretch, too. You can plan your weekend. Just check into the First Horn weather app before you head out the door.
Okay, to new information now on the breaking news we reported for you yesterday. There's a teenager under arrest connected to a high-speed police chase and a car that was found in a ditch off the Beltline.
Shane Hogan is here with what we're learning this morning. Shane, this turned out to be a pretty wild chase.
Yeah, Chris, that's right. That crash happening around midnight Wednesday into Thursday morning, and it ended with a 17-year-old arrested after crashing while taking the Fish Hatchery Road exit. Authorities say the driver was traveling at speeds above 110 miles per hour. Monona police initiated the chase just before midnight when an officer saw an SUV blow through a red light while speeding near Stoughton Road at Broadway. When the officer tried stopping that SUV, the driver turned off their headlights and continued onto the Beltline, again at those triple-digit speeds. The driver lost control while taking the Fish Hatch exit and crashed, and authorities say the 17-year-old got out and ran, but was later tased and caught. Two other passengers also tried to get away, but officers caught them as well. Police also found a 9mm handgun with a round in the chamber on one of those teens. The chase and crash still under investigation this morning.
A lot of new details coming out, though. Shane Hogan, thanks for the latest.
We're getting a look at the first mugshot of a U.S. president this morning. Former President Trump turned himself in at a jail in Atlanta. He's facing 13 charges in the Georgia case, accusing him of trying to overturn the election. More than half of the other 18 defendants in the case have already turned themselves into authorities. The rest have until noon today to do it. The district attorney in this case wants to start the trial in October. Again, a look at the first mugshot of a U.S. president in history. We're following some breaking news overseas this morning. Russia is denying any role in the plane crash that killed a mercenary leader in that country. Video shows the plane go down in a plume of smoke Wednesday, the rubble bursting into flames. Yevgeny Prigozhin was listed as one of the passengers on that plane. Prigozhin, you might remember, tried to lead a coup against Vladimir Putin earlier this year. He called the rebellion off hours later. Many considered this plane crash, though, to be an assassination attempt. Again, the Kremlin denying any involvement here.
More developing news from Russia this morning. Heineken is departing from the country following the sale of its business for a symbolic €1. A Russian manufacturer, the Arnis Group, will acquire the brewer. Heineken is just the latest in a slew of multinational companies to withdraw from Russia amid the country's war with Ukraine. Also breaking news overnight, the Kremlin has denied any involvement in the plane crash that happened earlier this week.
Okay, to campaign 2024 and some insight now on the winners and losers of the GOP presidential debate. We talked to Marquette Law School poll director Charles Franklin. He breaks down who he thought made the biggest impression.
Well, I think that everybody agrees that Ramaswamy had a good night for gaining the visibility that he maybe didn't have before. He took a lot of punches, but he also returned some. But most important for him, he got a lot more viewers aware of him than probably were going into the debate.
The next GOP primary debate is scheduled for a month from now, September 27th at the Ronald Reagan Institute in California.
A new Washington Post 538 Ipsos poll shows what voters thought about the debate. The poll of likely Republican primary or caucus voters thought Florida Governor Ron DeSantis came out on top. Close behind, though, businessman Vivek Ramaswamy, followed by former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley and former Vice President Mike Pence.
Looking ahead now, Wisconsin's top elections official says she will not be at the hearing to determine her reappointment next week. Republicans who control the Senate, they're vowing to oust Megan Wolf before the next presidential election. That hearing with the Senate Election Committee, it's scheduled for next Tuesday. Megan Wolf saying she will not be there.
A southeastern Wisconsin tax preparer is facing criminal charges. Prosecutors say Mauricio Castaneda filed hundreds of false returns, pocketing tens of thousands of dollars, and tried to defraud the state out of hundreds of thousands more. The complaint says Castaneda would prepare returns for undocumented clients and then years later file fraudulent returns. It also states that she tried to defraud the state's Department of Revenue out of more than $330,000.
All right, let's take a live look at the Merrimack Ferry. Back open and running this morning. The sun up over this area. It was closed yesterday morning for maintenance. Should be fully operational today. It's the only free ferry in the state, if you didn't know that. It takes about 7 minutes to get across the Wisconsin. It runs 24 hours a day. Should be open until November.
Here's a chance to save some money if you're thinking about adding a new pet to the family. The Dane County Humane Society is hosting a Clear the Shelter event. It's offering some pretty steep discounts on adoption fees. It marks the 4th weekend in a row that the shelter has reduced fees. Again, some big discounts this weekend. They've already helped more than 200 pets get adopted. So this upcoming weekend, you could adopt a kitten for $75, an adult cat for $10. You could even hang home a dog for $75 off. Everything you need to know. We got it up on your screen right now. It runs from 11 to 6, Saturday and Sunday. There's the address, the fees again. Adoption is first come, first serve.
All right, it's 6:38 on your Friday. Coming up after the break, we're taking time for kids. This morning, we talk about the importance of those back-to-school vaccines.
And we are tracking some showers and storms off to our west. Will they make it here this morning? We'll have the first warning forecast coming up.
And we're live in Middleton ahead of the Good Neighbor Festival in the 608, how they're celebrating 60 years. Next.
Don't miss this mattress deal, Wisconsin. Right now at Ashley, save up to $900 on Beauty Rest Black and receive your choice of Apple AirPod Pros or Apple Watch, plus $300 in free furniture. You're not going to find this deal anywhere else, only at Ashley.
Wherever you go, wherever you stay, all you need is one key. Earn and use rewards across Expedia, Hotels.com, and Vrbo.
What do we always say, son? Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
They only pay for what you need.
That's my boy. Stay off the freeways. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on select popular Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, make no monthly payments for 90 days. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
We're doing everything we can to reduce our carbon footprint.
We are 100% employee-owned.
We are Barnes.
Landscape design can be overwhelming. Our experienced residential landscape designers work together with you to make any vision come to life. Welcome to Barnesville. From planting to tree and shrub pruning, seeding to sodding, mowing to mulching, and everything in between. Discover the Barnes difference. Get started at barnesinc.net.
Lowe's knows that fall's shorter days call for bigger deals. Get the most out of your projects by getting the most out of our fall savings now. Shop Labor Day deals under $90 now, in-store or online.
Get the absolute lowest prices now during Furniture and Appliance Mart's Labor Day event. Save $1,600 instantly on this 4-piece Whirlpool kitchen package. Or get a washer and dryer pair for $18 a month. All with 72-month special financing at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
With all eyes on Battleground, Wisconsin as Campaign 2024 begins to heat up, News 3 Now brings you team coverage all the way from the president's recent visit.
You have the best workers in the world.
To coverage and analysis of the first GOP presidential debate in Milwaukee.
It's going to tighten. It's going to get strange. There are lots of things that are going to happen over the next 14 months.
For the best local political coverage throughout Campaign 2024, stay with News 3 Now and Channel 3000. You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
In this morning's Time for Kids, News 3 Now and our partners over at SSM Health are talking about vaccines. With the start of school, a little more than a week away now, time's really running out to get your kids into the doctor to get those shots. One of the shots kindergartners get this time of year is a measles booster. The highly contagious disease was eradicated in the U.S. back in the year 2000, but just earlier this month, doctors diagnosed a new case outside of St. Louis. The news was tough to hear, even for one local SSM Health doctor.
It's just heartbreaking as a pediatrician to know that, science and physicians have worked so hard to keep children and the folks in our country healthy, and to see that, the anti-vax movement, so to speak, has prevented people from being immunized, and we've kind of lost that herd immunity, unfortunately.
When it comes to the decision whether to vaccinate your children, Dr. Geyer wants you to remember vulnerable children, like her cancer patients and her heart transplant patients who aren't healthy enough to get the vaccines.
Oh, scary idea that we don't have herd immunity here anymore.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, it's 6:42. Let's check in with Kelly Slifka outside with your first warm weather. Kelly, a cool day on tap.
Yeah, well, cooler day. Not going to be real cool today. Tomorrow will definitely be a lot cooler. Noticing a little bit of a mist. Kind of Josh had mentioned that. He saw that in Middleton. That's what I'm seeing here on the patio right now. So we still have some humidity out there. And we're watching this big cluster of showers and storms over Iowa. I've tweaked the forecast a little bit. Computer models haven't been handling this too well, so I've increased that chance of showers just a little bit for the morning hours. It's not going to be widespread, but you can count on at least a little bit of rain coming in this morning. Then the weekend comes and temperatures really drop. Very comfortable temperatures, mid-70s both Saturday and Sunday. And actually, with that northeast breeze tomorrow, might need a light jacket, especially during the early morning hours and during the evening hours, as that northeast wind will be up there at 8 to 15. Winds come down a little bit on Sunday, and we should see a little bit more sunshine with a high of 76. Today, with the clouds around and some of this light mist and a spotty shower passing through, temperatures pretty much in the 70s all morning long. As we get into a little bit of sunshine, we should crack the 80s, going into the low to mid 80s a little bit later on today. We got Friday night football. Thankfully, it wasn't last night when it was oppressively humid. Not as hot. Still a little bit muggy, but not the humidity we had yesterday and the day before. Temperatures falling through the 70s. So Still muggy today, just not as hot, much cooler this weekend. And really after today, our next chance of showers will be on Monday. And that looks like to be about it as we close out the month of August. So all that heat is getting suppressed down to the south, that heat dome that we had the last couple of days. Now we'll see a northwesterly flow into the weekend. That will drop our temperatures, bring lower humidity for us, and very comfortable weather both Saturday and Sunday. Most of that heat is down to that front that's just down to our south. We do see that cluster of storms kind of getting spun off with that area of low pressure to the west. This should die off as it moves into Wisconsin, but we could get some leftover light rain showers going into the morning hours. Temperatures right now, 70 here in Madison. We're about 10 degrees cooler than where we were yesterday. Still in the low to mid 70s off to the west. In Lone Rock, 74. Sauk City, 72. Right now, Cottage Grove, 70, 69 in Sun Prairie. So our future cast as we go through the morning hours. So watch this. Some of the leftovers, that cluster of storms out of Minnesota and Iowa kind of fizzles, but can't rule out some of these showers spreading in here 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Should be dissipating as it moves toward Madison, but still maybe a shower, a brief shower at the noon hour. Then a little bit more sunshine before the sun goes down. Temperatures should crack into the low to mid 80s. First warning forecast, the weekend looks beautiful, nice and comfortable. Overnight lows will be dipping down in the 50s come Sunday morning. Mid 70s for highs. Upper 70s Monday, we do have another chance of some rain. Once again, it's not a great chance, but at least we do have that chance because it looks like the rest of the week pretty dry with highs in the 70s, warming into the low 80s by Friday.
Can't wait for the weekend. Kelly Slifka, thank you very much. Hey, we're in the 608 this morning talking about a really cool event happening this weekend.
Yeah, in Middleton, the weather's going to be pretty nice for an annual tradition. Josh Breider's live there to tell us all about it this morning. Hey there, Josh.
Busy weekend across the 608, and that weather forecast is looking fantastic to get outside and maybe check out the Good Neighbor Festival here in Middleton at Fireman's Park. And it's going to be their 60th year, so it's going to be a big year for folks to be able to come out here and have the opportunity to celebrate the Good Neighbor City. Tyson Glimme is up early with us this morning. Tyson, good morning.
Good morning.
So we're underneath the beer tent this morning and have a little bit of mist, but this isn't a bad place to be right here on a Friday.
Absolutely. You know, it's misting out now, but it's really welcome. After a couple 100-degree index days, it feels very refreshing to be out here and have a drop in temperature and getting ready for a beautiful weekend.
You know, you speak about the last couple of days because obviously everything looks fantastic out here. It takes that setup, and it takes so many volunteers to be able to pull this festival off every year.
Yes, there's hundreds of hours that go into this festival just from the planning. Imagine that literally our planning for next year will start next month. So in September, we'll start to talk about what went great with our festival. We don't talk about all the bad things. You know, we have challenges that come along the way, but there's going to be things that we pull out of this and say, what is the #1 thing that came out of the festival? And that becomes a highlight for the following year. And we start building on that. And we've done an amazing job every year to identify what did the community enjoy about our festival, and we'll just emphasize that the following year. So it's really been a growth over the past 60 years.
Yeah, I mean, 60 years, that's quite a long time, and you guys have really adapted over the years, and it really is all about community here in Middleton.
Yes, and having continuously something to do. You know, we talked earlier about we have a 5K run. The Lake Ridge Bank 5K run starts at 9:30 in the morning here on the grounds. We run around the entire city of Middleton, and then we come back and we end up right here back on the grounds for the festival goers to come. And it's odd to sound like we're going to have a band at 9 o'clock in the morning welcoming these people back to the grounds. And we're, well, it's crazy. It's 9 o'clock, and we have the Red Hot Horn Dogs playing music, and they're so entertaining. It's an awesome group here that's local to the Middleton area. And then directly following that, we go into the art fair, and we have other things going on in the grounds with Mascot Theory playing, and Aaron Williams and the Hoodoo, and we go directly into the evening then with Madison County. During that time, there's going to be the Everlight Solar Cornhole tournament going on right here. It's not set up yet, but later today they're going to set up, and we're going to have a cornhole tournament all day tomorrow for people just enjoying the day on a summer day.
I love that. Yeah. And then, of course, on Sunday, the big parade, which is a huge celebration across the city.
Oh, it's great. 2 years ago, we moved it onto Franklin Avenue, and people love it. It's more of a parade for a community. You have homes along the line, and people can sit on the side of the sidewalk and just enjoy it in the shade and the trees. When it's 100 degrees out and you're out on a main highway, you start to feel it over a while. So we have so many great people within the parade that can end right here on the grounds again on Sunday. So coming into the grounds at the end of the parade, we have a band playing right when you walk in. The Beth Killey Band will be awesome playing on the Chalmers Jewelers stage. So we just wanted to give a big thank you out to Willie Street Co-op again for being our presenting sponsor. We've been working with them for 5 years now. It seems crazy, but they've been supporting this festival for 5 straight years. And Chalmers Jewelers with the stage, it's great. And helping us bring great bands for people to come into. And
yeah, it's all for community too. It's all for a good cause, which I think is the best part of this.
Yes, the 7 different groups that this comes to support, and those groups for the year, throughout the entire year, they put in hours. Aside from the hundreds of hours we put in to do this, the point of this is to fundraise so that we can help the community in different ways with scholarships, and there's donations to cancer research, and there's donations of time. That's another thing, the time the trustee organizations need help pulling together people. It just takes people to go together and go work with some kids to help them learn to read or help them get library books over to a certain group of people. So all of that is just time for the community to donate and help people have fun throughout the entire year.
And it's going to be a great weekend to do just that. Tyson, thank you so much for your time this weekend. And again, appreciate you guys being around 60 years.
Yes. So
quite a milestone there. If you'd like to learn more about the schedule for the Good Neighbor Festival, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. Guys, back to you.
All right, Josh Briner, thank you very much.
Don't forget, let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Just reach out on social media or email him for a chance to be featured.
All right, at 6:50 coming up, the morning sprint.
If you got a little kid turning 3 soon, we'd love to help them celebrate their birthday. Send it our way.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Summer is ending, but the savings are endless at Bob's Discount Furniture. With 6, 12, 30, and 60-month financing options and new everyday low prices on my highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more. So join the fun at my summer send-off celebration.
You work hard enough. Take a load off this Labor Day with new appliances from Brothers Maine. Celebrate the holiday with unbeatable deals on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and Haier. Don't miss out. Shop the Labor Day sale at Brothers Maine today.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Labor Day sale is going on now, featuring unbeatable deals on fall essentials for your home, work, and vehicles, like reliable, long-lasting Cooper tires, value-driven to deliver quality traction and tread life. Right now, buy 3 Cooper tires, get 1 free with installation. Plus, when your car's in the shop, get 10% off in-store purchases with $100 or more spent on tire and auto service. Tires and batteries, trust and care. A Blaine's Farm and Fleet promise since 1955.
Introducing Ned's Plaque Psoriasis.
Ned, what are you wearing?
He thinks his flaky red patches are all people see.
Otezla is the #1 prescribed pill to treat plaque psoriasis.
Ned?
It can help you get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking with no routine blood tests required. Doctors have been prescribing it for nearly a decade. Otezla is also approved to treat psoriatic arthritis. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can happen. Otezla may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Some people taking Otezla had depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur.
With clear skin, movie night is a groovy night. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla.
Stanley Steamer loves Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Paul Ashik, local owner of Stanley Steamer here in Madison. We've been proudly cleaning your homes and businesses for over 30 years and will continue to keep your carpet, upholstery, area rugs, hard floors, and air ducts clean for many more. We strive to provide the best quality in both the services we provide and the equipment we use. That's why you've trusted us to keep Madison and southwestern Wisconsin homes cleaner, healthier, and more beautiful place to live. Call and book a cleaning today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
6:53, time for the morning sprint.
A look at the first mugshot of a U.S. president in history. Former President Trump turned himself in Atlanta at a jail there. He's facing 13 charges in the Georgia case. Some defendants in the case still have to surrender. They have until noon today to do it. The district attorney wants to start the trial in October.
The internet should be back up in Verona today. It was knocked out because of a crash yesterday. It affected people and businesses in Verona and Mount Horeb. A spokesperson with Spectrum says that the crash impacted both aerial and underground cables. Again, Spectrum says the internet has been restored in the area.
An update to breaking news we brought you yesterday morning. There's a teenager under arrest connected to a high-speed police chase and the car officers found in a ditch off the Beltline. The crash happened around midnight Wednesday. Police say the 17-year-old driver was going more than 110 miles an hour. Officers arrested 2 passengers. They chased the driver, even using a taser on the teen at one point before ultimately catching and arresting him.
A southeastern Wisconsin tax preparer is facing criminal charges. Prosecutors say Mauricio Castaneda filed hundreds of false returns, pocketing tens of thousands of dollars and trying to defraud the state out of hundreds of thousands more.
The UW School of Medicine announcing some new grants to improve health care for pregnant moms and their babies. 4 hospitals across the state are each getting $1 million. Not at Madison, but Gunderson and La Crosse will get some. They'll use the money for a group prenatal program. Meta House in Milwaukee will use the grant money to establish a family-centered treatment service.
Wisconsin's top election official says she will not be at the hearing to determine her reappointment next week. Republicans who control the Senate have vowed to oust Megan Wolf before the 2024 presidential election. The Senate Elections Committee has a hearing on the matter scheduled for Tuesday.
All right, good morning. 5 minutes away from 7 o'clock as we are watching a big cluster of dying showers and storms over Iowa, but some of these leftover showers may roll across southern Wisconsin this morning. Temperatures still on the mild side, not as muggy as what it was yesterday, but still feeling the humidity, a little bit of mist in the Madison area. 70 in Madison, but it is cooler up to the north. We will get in on some of that cooler weather going into the weekend. So we'll look at a lot of clouds today and can't rule out some of these showers. Kind of tweak this forecast, increase that chance of rain a little bit for the morning hours. Clouds will linger into the noon hour, maybe a spotty shower. Then I think generally dry weather most of the afternoon. May actually see a little bit of sunshine as temperatures climb into the low to mid 80s. So still muggy today with some of these showers this morning. Temperatures climbing into the mid 80s this afternoon with a little bit more sunshine expected. Weekend looks great. We've got some drier air. The humidity will be way down with highs in the mid 70s Saturday and Sunday. Another chance for some spotty showers on Monday of next week.
Kelly, thank you. Thanks for joining us this week, folks. Enjoy your misty Friday morning. We'll be back here with another news and weather update in half an hour.